is the Chrissie Swan Show.
Hello, gorgies. Ignore the fact that it's Tuesday for a moment because we've established that it's the worst day.
It is.
Of the week. It's not today. We're going to make this a great couple of hours.
We've got a really fun show lined up today.
What is sad, though, is it's the last day of summer.
And where we are right now, it certainly doesn't feel like summer.
No, it's miserable. It's Les Mis,
The rest of the country looks pretty nice, though, pretty warm.
Speaking of a musical theatre reference, Les Mis, the gorgeous Christie Whelan Browne is going to come in. And I don't know how to put this. I probably need an AVO against her. I'm just obsessed with this woman. I love her.
She's great.
You're going to hear how much I love her when she comes in. We've also got Who Am I back.
It's back.
I've missed it. We haven't done it for a week or so, and I miss it like crazy.
I know. I miss interacting with callers and potentially seeing them maybe lose.
And do I look fresh or do I look tired?
Well, that's a loaded question.
I know it is. I feel like I won't ask that. I will just tell you the facts, and that is I feel like I'm still recovering from Harry Styles on Friday night.
Right.
And last night, lower or higher, when did I get into bed? Before 8 p.m. or after 10 p.m?
Ooh. Before 8.
Actually, no, I've done that wrong. I can't even play that game. 9 p.m. I was in bed and asleep by 8:56.
I was 8:06 last night.
What is wrong with us? I think
know.
it's very different reasons for a 26-year-old young man and a 49-year-old woman to get very, very tired. We've got a fabulous 2 hours for you. Buckle up and enjoy it.
The Chrissie Swan Show. Chrissie's Clickbait.
You know Adele's my gal.
She sure is.
Oh, I love her so much. I've always loved her. Love every album, every song. This last one didn't stick around as long as I thought it would in my heart.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You know, the one with, Take It Easy on Me and all that.
Yeah,
I love that song, don't get me wrong, but I don't revisit it anywhere near as much as I do, say, my queen, Taylor Swift.
Right, okay. I also am loving the TikToks of her Vegas residency. I'd love to see that.
I would love to see that too. We are never going to see that, ever. Just so you know. But she is apparently engaged to her two-year-old, not a 2-year-old boyfriend. She's engaged with the law to go to jail. No, she's been going out with this guy for 2 years, Rich Paul.
Rich Paul.
Rich by name, rich by nature, apparently, if you know what I mean. They apparently are looking at tying the knot this summer.
I believe this because it was on the Instagram account De Moi, which is where I get all my gossip from.
And how long ago was it on De Moi?
I think yesterday I saw it pop up. So they're usually pretty reliable, so I believe that they're engaged. Yeah,
they're normally pretty spot on.
Yeah.
Have you seen that book in bookstores? It's a novel.
No, I really want to buy it, though.
What is it? I don't understand how a novel can be based on a whispery, rumoured website.
I think it's a combination of all the blind items, which is what those tips are called, put into a book.
Oh, my God. I saw it. Of course, I saw it on Joel Creasy's desk.
Yeah, he loves it.
Anyway, she's recently-ish divorced, and great album out of it. Thank you, Adele, for breaking up your relationship. Listen, I've got to talk about sandwiches. It's official sandwich chat. Lenny Brisket's food truck has opened a New York-style sandwich shop in Darlinghurst, and I'm all for small business. I'm mad for it. I love a sandwich, but I feel like they're getting out of control, Jack.
What they're putting in the sandwiches?
Too much filling.
Yeah.
Too much filling. Like, sometimes you have a sandwich and you can only eat, Jack, who eats well, you can only eat half. That tells me that there's too much filling in the sandwiches.
And there's a difference at lunchtime when you want a sandwich compared to a dish or like a spaghetti bolognese. Don't try and put a spaghetti bolognese in my sandwich.
Yes. So
Simplify.
I reckon in terms of ratio, this sandwich that I'm looking at has about 5 centimetres?
Yeah, more.
5 centimetres of one sort of meat. I'm salivating, which is, a great
Good sign.
I'm like one of those big French bulldogs, 5 centimetres of meat and then about 2 centimetres of another pinker meat. That's about 7 centimetres of meat. That's not including all the relishes and bread and everything. That's too much.
Yeah.
You need a flip-top mouth.
And sometimes when you get even burgers or sandwiches like that and you find yourself using a knife and fork, that defeats the purpose of a sandwich.
Correct. Or you pick them up and the whole lot flops out the back.
Yum, I'm hungry now.
I really could use a sandwich.
The Chrissie Swan Show.
No one, especially women of a certain age, should ever feel invisible, disconnected or unimportant. Priceline Pharmacy celebrates you and all your uniqueness at every age, because at Priceline, it's always a festival of you.
Head in store or online at Priceline.
ChrissieWhelan.com. The Chrissy Swan Show.
Well, I love this. I'm already laughing. I can't wait to tell you about it. A Perth customer has found a passive-aggressive note in a Hungry Jack's order. Now, earlier on, maybe a couple of weeks ago, we had a similar story cross our desks, as they say, Jack.
Yeah.
Where someone was referred to as fatty.
That's right.
Remember? It went very personal. But this one's a lot more polite.
Okay.
132410, by the way, have you ever received a handwritten note from a stranger? Any sort of subject matter, whether it's in a takeaway order or on your windscreen or in your letterbox, handwritten notes. We'll take your calls next. A Perth woman has opened up her order at a fast food restaurant, a burger chain, and in it, I feel for her because obviously she's buying for a big group, whether it's her family or maybe a couple of families after school have got together,
Okay.
maybe a work function. It feels like about 10 people. And which also, that fills me with anxiety whenever I'm doing a large order. I feel guilty.
Do you feel that when you're going through the drive-through and you're ordering for your whole family?
I do, and I try and organise it. So I do a head count. How many Big Macs are there? How many fries are there? So I try to make it as easy as possible.
Yeah, that's nice.
And I say, there's going to be 3 Big Macs, there's 3 large fries, try and organise it somehow.
I do that at a restaurant sometimes. If I'm doing the group order, I'll put it in my phone's notes and hand it to the waiter.
We are so good. We're definitely going to restaurant heaven.
Sometimes I wonder is it passag? Are they offended by that? But I'm just trying to make it easy for them.
No, I don't think so. I think it's a kind thing. And this woman had a big order, and then the note has said, a handwritten note from the guy that packed the bag. This massive order was really inconvenient. Go somewhere else next time. Kiss, kiss, hug. Love you so much. Kiss, hug, kiss, hug.
That's great.
I love this. And then there was another one. Hey, why such a big order? Packed with love, of course. It's unbelievable.
This fast food chain should embrace this.
Well, you used to be...
I think it's funny.
Yeah, I think it's funny too. You used to be a sandwich artist. Notice how I didn't say sandwich hand or sandwich maker. You were an official sandwich artist.
Yes.
Did you ever have a big order like that, and how did you feel when you got it?
It would stress you out. But we'd often... This was at Subway. People would often hand us a piece of paper with the officer's lunch order, which really worked because it's like, take a seat and I'll quickly whip them all up.
Yeah.
But usually I'd yell for help.
Of course. And then you turn that list over and write, go somewhere else. Thanks, bye.
The Chrissy Swan Show. The Chrissy Swan Show.
We're talking about weird handwritten notes that you've received off the back of a Perth customer finding something that was quite passive-aggressive in her burger order. It was a big order, and for some reason, Jack, I read it in your voice. So,
because it's something I would say.
Would you do me the honour of reading the first one in your voice? It's hard to read.
This massive order was really inconvenient. Go somewhere else next time. Love you so much. XOXO. And then next one. Hey, X, why such a big order? Packed with love, of course.
Absolutely not packed with love. And we're asking you, 132410, when have you received a handwritten note? Andrea, when have you received one?
In February last year, we got home from a day at the beach, and there was a letter in our letterbox asking us if we wanted to sell our house.
Oh, did you immediately go, no way, this is my house, get your cotton picking hands off it?
Yep.
And then how long was it until you thought, actually, maybe it's not a bad idea?
Probably that evening. We discussed moving somewhere probably in 5 years, and we just bought our 5-year plan early.
Andrea, I love it. So you sold your house?
Yep.
And
we did. I put a ridiculous price on it, and they paid it.
Oh, my God, Andrea, this is amazing. What is it about your house that person simply had to have?
Well, because of COVID, I was living in the Dandenong Ranges, and a lot of people wanted to live up there, and there's not a lot of houses on flat blocks of land, so they wanted our house.
That's awesome.
Andrea, that is a great
And you would have
night.
saved money then on real estate agency fees and everything, yeah?
Yep, I was the real estate agent.
How good.
Oh, Andrea, you are. That is amazing. What a
Andrea,
great story.
we're going to send you a double pass to Magic Mike's Last Dance, which is in cinemas now.
Linny, what handwritten note have you received?
Hello. I missed you in the morning.
Oh, but I'm here now. We're here now together.
Oh, I know, isn't it wonderful? I received a handwritten note to the window of my car. A lady believed that I was a heretic and going to hell because of my number plate was very offensive to her.
Why? What's your number
Because
plate?
it said PSYCIC, and that will... You can relate to that, psychic Chrissy.
Excuse me, it's Mystic Chrissy Lynn. Wow, you're going to hell. Well, you and me both, baby girl. I'll meet you there.
A double pass to Magic Mike's Last Dance.
Kirsten, what is your story?
Chrissy, I was at a service station last week and I got asked out in a handwritten note.
Oh,
This is so romantic, Kirsten. What did the note say?
It would be romantic if it wasn't a servo.
No, that's really romantic.
No, it said go out with me and had his number on it.
And this was last week. Please tell me you've called.
No, I haven't called. He was a little bit young for me, but it was a good time. They cruised in a little tradie ute, and they were blasting a Roxette song.
it's like a movie.
Kirsten, this feels like it should happen. Imagine if Harry Styles had said, no, Olivia Wilde is too old for me, or vice versa. Then they wouldn't have had a great love story. You've got to call this guy.
Look, if it was Harry Styles, I'd have called him.
See, my curiosity would be killing me. I would have to at least have a cup of coffee.
Oh, no, I can't do it. I'm too nervous. But it did make my day, I have to admit.
Imagine how flat he would feel.
So flat. Kirsten, come on.
Do you still have the note, Kirsten?
No, I've still got it.
Can you call him? Please.
No, I'm not, and I'm not giving you guys the number. No way.
Damn
Why
it.
don't you text him and say, at least say, that was really great. I'm a bit nervous.
I'll think about it. I think too much time has passed now anyway, but it did make my day, so I'm all for handwritten notes.
Kirsten, are you crazy? It was last week.
It'll make his day if you do it now.
I can't. It's been too long. I'm too old. It's freaking me out.
Kirsten, I'm definitely calling you. Keep your phone on, all right?
Okay, deal.
The Chrissy Swan Show.
What's my name?
Who is it? Chrissy Swan's Who Am I?
I've got a famous name on my lips and a pile of Target vouchers, hopefully with your name on them, Michelle from Windaroo.
Hi, how you going?
Windaroo is one of the great Aussie place names, isn't it?
Yes.
Great. I bet you they do a good fish and chips in the local shop, and they sometimes throw in an extra potato cake for nothing.
Always.
Always. It's the best. All right, this is how it works, beautiful Michelle. I've got 5 clues here. Everyone you don't get right, I snatch away $100 worth of Target vouchers for you. You're going to start with $500, and hopefully you walk away with $500 and the right answers immediately. All right, are we ready to go?
Yes, thank you.
Clue number 1. Before I got my acting break in the 90s, I was broke with only $11 to my name, which incidentally is Jack's bank balance at the moment.
It actually is.
Matthew LeBlanc.
What?
Michelle?
Is it?
Yes, it is.
Oh my gosh, I love Friends and I read all the trivia.
That was amazing.
Oh my god, I was going to say Joey Tribbiani. I'm like, what's his name?
Michelle, that is a miracle, and it's $500 worth of Target vouchers for you.
I'm like shaking. Thank you.
My God, you have well and truly earned that, and Jack is shook because
I'm
he hates
shook.
people winning.
Well done, Michelle. If you'd like to play as well, jump on the Nova Player and register your details.
Yes, that is the quickest $500 worth of Target vouchers
Wow.
we've ever given away. Well done, Michelle.
So much.
See you, beautiful. Thanks for playing.
The Chrissy Swan Show. Chrissy's Clickbait.
You know what I always say? Babies are always good news.
Indeed they are.
And we are thrilled to re-announce the birth of Martha Kalifatidis and Michael Brunelli's baby boy, who arrived on Monday, actually. No, who arrived last week, but they announced it yesterday.
Oh, did they?
Yes. With a very, very simple message. He's here and he's perfect. A beautiful baby boy called Lucius.
So they didn't go with Giuseppe.
They didn't go with Giuseppe. In fact, they came on this show Martha and her gorgeous mum Mary came on this show when they were talking about Giuseppe, clearly saying that it was a made-up name.
Yeah,
That
Daily Mail and everyone still run with
they
it.
ran with it. It's so silly. Don't believe everything you read. Lucius is his name, and one of my superpowers is seeing who looks like who as soon as they're born.
Yeah,
Lucius looks like Martha.
he does.
He really does.
He's got a strong head of hair.
He's got a beautiful head of hair. He's got really big eyes. I can
Beautiful.
see he's just the cutest thing ever, and she's on the greatest adventure of her whole life. All right, let's talk about Courtney Cox. Courtney Cox has finally got a star on that famous Hollywood Walk of Fame. Now, I'm so surprised it's taken this long.
Yeah, same.
Because I've been to that Walk of Fame recently, and I didn't know half the people on there.
They're really weird with who they let on it. Like, for example, Kim Kardashian's not allowed to star because she's in reality. Like, it's really old school.
That is really stupid. There is
ridiculous.
no bigger small screen star
Legit.
than Kim Kardashian. And some would argue all the cast of the Friends. But she's finally got one. Courtney Cox has one. And during the press junket for that, I'm guessing, she has addressed rumours in Prince Harry's book.
Spare.
Aaron a spare. Yeah, he said that he had a wild night of partying on shrooms. I think that's what the young people call them, at her place. And she said, look, he definitely came over and he spent a few days. He's a very nice man, but basically no comment on the other stuff.
Which means they did them.
Do you think?
Yeah. Because if they didn't, she would flat out just deny it and say, nah, that's BS.
Well, maybe she doesn't remember. Maybe she doesn't remember. She's like, I'm sure there was a guy here who was banging on about being the spare, but I can't remember anything apart from that. I'm going to do something here. 13, 24, 10. Do you want my copy of Spare?
Oh, have you got a copy of it?
I bought it in America, planning to read it on the way home when it was first released. And I didn't open it because, oh my God, 3 across an economy seat? No,
Too
there's
much.
no. You literally can't move your arm.
No.
And it's been sitting on my stairs ever since with that. That's the path up to my bedside table. I have had such a gutful of Prince Harry and the talk of his todger and
My todger.
the bits and bobs going on in the fields. I've got no interest reading it. I'm not going to read it. I'm not going to read it. It is unopened. It may still have the Barnes & Noble receipt in it from where I bought it in San Francisco. 13, 24, 10. If you want my copy of Spare, I'll sign it.
Take that, Harry.
We'll all sign it here and I will send it to you free of charge because I've had a gutful.
I'll sign my name and put a little todger at the end of it.
Oh, nice. Excellent.
The Chrissy Swan Show. The Chrissy Swan Show.
It's Christie Whelan Browne.
Yay!
Now, I properly am in love with you and I'm going to reveal something stalkerish and odd eventually. And I really want your honest feedback on it.
Okay.
But I want to talk about this show tonight. It's a new sketch comedy show.
I know. We've been desperate for a new one in Australia for so long.
Well, in the tradition of the good old days, fast forward,
Oh
full
my
frontal.
God. The ultimate.
The ultimate.
Do you remember Let the Blood Run Free?
Yes, I do.
And
I think Peter Rosethorn was in that,
yes,
wasn't he?
Yes.
One of the greats.
And, that's where Kath and Kim began all of it. And I've worked with McAuliffe and Visor. They all wrote the shows, performed them. It was incredible. So I'm obviously not comparing us to them, but I'm thrilled to be part of us bringing sketch back to Australian TV.
Yes, and is it funny? Honestly, because I need a goddamn laugh, woman. I need a laugh.
Let me tell you, it is funny. It's actually funny. The people, the cast members are genuine comedy geniuses.
Really?
Yeah. Ben Russell, who trained at Second City where Steve Carell did in Chicago.
Wow.
Greg Larson, stand-up, amazing stand-up.
Greg Larson is great.
They are just brilliant.
I'm going to give it a plug. Of course, you're on it, so of course I was always going to watch it. We interrupt this broadcast and it starts at 7:30 p.m. I love a show that starts at that time.
I know, be in bed by 8:30.
Correct. Just, satisfied after a good hearty chuckle on Channel 7 and 7+. Now, last time we spoke, you were doing a skit on The Masked Singer.
Yes.
Did it make the cut and
It did.
did you play me?
No.
Oh.
But someone did, and it's a really offensive take.
Great.
I can't wait.
I can't tell you how terrified people were to do someone specific, especially someone like you who's very beloved. It was
my
like
God.
the fear of going in.
Oh, I can't wait.
They end up just playing nothing because they're too afraid. They just sit there with Chrissy Swan wig on, being like, please don't be mad at me,
I
Chrissy.
will not be mad at you. I will not be mad at you, whoever you are.
I was
that did
Abby
me.
Chatfield on The Masked Singer.
Okay, so what did you bring to that role?
Look, I tried to just bring some boobs and some cheer,
Yeah,
but I didn't have the boobs. So
Which is 50% boobs and 50% cheer. So if you get that right, you've done it.
I got the cheer.
Now I want to talk to you about my New Year's resolutions.
Okay.
One of them was to perfect a carrot cake, and I've only made one, so I'm failing on that front.
Mm-hmm.
Another one of my New Year's resolutions was to always have chopped fruit in the fridge, like a hotel buffet. And I'm killing that.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm really good at that. Then I've got all sorts of other things, but there's only one name in my New Year's resolution, and it says Christie Whelan Browne. Now, my New Year's resolution was to become your friend.
Oh.
And how does that feel? Do you want to get an AVO, or are you okay?
The saddest part was I thought we were already friends.
No, we weren't proper, like, come over, I've brought a cake friend.
Well, if I knew you were getting so good at carrot cake, I would have invited you over earlier. But, okay, so we were in Bali together at the same time, reading the same book.
Yes.
We're today here sitting in the same denim jacket.
Your name's Christy. My
Your
name's Chrissy.
I mean, come on. It's meant to be.
You know, Jack, that we were in the same little country town at the same time.
We were.
And we kept on crossing paths.
Have you found the AirTag she put on your car and has been tracking you?
Is that you in my bush?
Yeah, it is. It is. It's me.
I meant the bush outside in my garden.
Just friends, platonic friends, Christy. Now, let's play a round of musical or made up.
Oh, my gosh.
Because you have been in so many musicals. Did you watch the Olivia Newton-John?
I went.
Oh, you
yeah,
went. I thought you would have,
did.
because, of course, you played her in Xanadu.
I did. And we actually sang Xanadu together on the stage on opening night. It was like a life highlight for me.
That's amazing.
And that night we were there singing Xanadu together, holding hands. I was on roller skates. The next night the place was empty. No one ever came back to see Xanadu. We closed 9 months early.
What's been your favourite musical to appear in? Like, on the spot, what's your go-to
My absolute
fave?
favourite was Shane Warne, the musical. I played
Yep.
Liz Hurley, and Eddie Perfect was Shane, and it was just... He is Eddie wrote it, and he's a genius. And
He
it
is
was
a
just- it
genius.
was so good.
Underrated too. He's unbelievable.
He was nominated for a Tony Award.
Wow.
Yes. I mean, what have you got to do in this country? You know what I mean?
Legit.
He's so brilliant. All right, musical or made up? Christie Whelan Browne. Menopause, the musical. Does it exist or did we make it up?
It sure does. Rhonda Birchmore was in it.
Yeah.
Ruda!
Red Hot and Ruda.
Red Hot. She's a mesmerising performer.
She's incredible.
She's incredible and still treading the bars.
She's still doing the turns and the kicks.
All right, Once Upon a Fart. Musical or made up?
Surely not.
Made up. But I feel
up.
like it'd be a fun musical. And I want someone to play the fart, being like a white sheet and floating on stage.
Yes, I think a little grey sheet would be better for a
Exactly.
fart, or a greeny grey. I was,
White, Jack, that is very pure of you. if
isn't
your
it?
farts are
A white.
Isn't it? Trust me, on a Sunday
nice.
morning, your farts are anything but white, Jack. My dad, about 5 or 10 years ago, started sneaking in farts with every footstep.
Gross.
So, like, put, and then he would go, oh, love, right? Anyway, I was walking in the kitchen and the same thing happened to me with each footstep. I was like, oh my God, I'm turning into my
Your dad.
father.
My dad would always do that and say, somebody stepped on a duck.
What does that mean? Like,
They make a quack noise.
Penny the poo jogger. Musical or made up?
Chrissy the poo jogger.
Come on, there was no follow through. It was just a sweet little.
No, there's no poo jogger.
Hey, Christy's good at this.
There should be.
Okay, Urinetown.
Of course, it's amazing.
That is a musical.
Yeah.
What is it about?
urine. It's something about toilets and wee-wees.
I can't believe that exists.
I know.
All right, let's finish it up with this. Pete Evans, a paleo adventure.
I hope not.
It is not. It's made up. You got every single one right.
Guys, what do I win?
You can have a fossick around. I've got a bag of stuff out of my boot. Christie Whelan Browne, as usual, a thrill to see you.
Oh, you're a darling.
Catch Christie tonight on We Interrupt This Broadcast. I'm going to be there with my Earl Grey and my Oodie probably, and I just can't wait for it. Channel 7 tonight. As usual, a thrill to see you. I love you very much.
Having me.
The Chrissy Swan Show.
Jack, as you know, my beautiful dad has been visiting us for the Major Gary John Swan. Flew all the way from the Goldie to spend 5 days with us, and it's been fantastic. And, you know, he's 82.
Really?
Yeah.
He looks well for 82.
He is really well, and he's really into life, but that doesn't include, I guess, all the modern technology and whatnot. And I love watching him use his phone with his forefinger, and it's just like a normal, that's not a smartphone. Love, I don't need the bloody internet in my hand. I just got to send text.
What's he got, like a Nokia brick?
Maybe an Opal or something. Yeah. Just one from the servo. Love.
Yeah.
I don't need it. But I've blown his mind so many times this holiday, but the 2 times that really made my heart sing and that you're going to love, Jack, and you're going to love listening was Spotify. Okay, so I know. I made my world famous burgers for him.
Yep, yum.
On the second night he was there. The first night I did his favourite, a whole baked salmon, which is his favourite. And he was just blown away. He's like, love, you're so great at entertaining. I mean, little does he know, nobody has darkened my door in like 4 years. I do not do that anymore.
No.
But of course I pulled out all the stops for him. And we had this beautiful big family dinner on the first night. Salmon and mash and gorgeous. And then the second night I thought he's going to really love these burgers. So I made him burgers, and as we were eating them, I've got a speaker outside. We were all outside. There was 12 of us.
Oh,
you know, huge. Yeah, my family, my sister's family, and a few other blow-ins, as I like to call them. But I have a speaker outside, and I just put some of Dad's favourite music on Spotify. And we're talking, you won't know any of these, the Furies, an old Irish band from the 80s, Neil Diamond, of course, the Mission soundtrack. I've just gone through my Spotify recently played list, Pucklebells, Canon. Anyway, every time it would start, he's like, is this my favourite? Is this my favourite? I'm like, yes.
I've curated a playlist for you.
Yeah, he just had no idea what I was talking about. And then he goes, love, there was a really great version of Pucklebells Canon, which is a classical piece, sung by Cleo Lane with James Galway on the flute. Would you be able to find that? So, of course, Spotify's got everything.
Everything.
Found it. It started playing. Bloody hell, that's it. So, you know, he hadn't heard it for so long. Blew his mind. The second time I blew his mind, and you're going to love this. So what do you have with burgers? What is the ultimate accompaniment? Fries.
Yes, of course.
But nobody's got enough time or wherewithal to make enough fries for 12 people. So what I do was I make the burgers and then I Uber Eats the fries.
Great.
It's all about the coordination of the same time, which I'm a pro at. So I organised 3 large serves of fries to come as I was turning on the barbie. Bang, bang, bang. They arrived. Peg went and got them because I've said on my, instructions, leave at the gate.
Great. Do not enter.
Do not enter.
The compound.
So I got a little note and a photo saying, there they are. I said to Peg, the fries are here. Come. She goes down the side of the house, comes back up the side of the house. At the same time that Dad is chowing down on this amazing burger, which he's so appreciative of, he's served hot chips. He was like,
where did they come from?
Yeah. He actually said, he looked over his shoulder. He's like, where the bloody hell did they come from? He gets really high-pitched when he's confused. Where the bloody hell did they come from? And it was just so gorgeous to see somebody with their mind so blown by modern technology.
I'm surprised you didn't send the poor man into cardiac arrest with all of the features you had.
Luckily, he's got a very recent stent.
Oh, good.
Now check this out.
The Chrissy Swan Show is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.